you have fun tonight?
It was good. Felt nice to socialize.
You know, I too like to socialize. In fact, I thought I was pretty darn good at it. I felt like I was a stable companion.
Yeah, you know, you're great. I just figured using the wheelchair tonight was better.
Better?
Easier, I mean. Easier. We wanted to grab a bite and then go to a movie theater, which was down the street, so it just felt easier to take the wheelchair.
And here I thought I was reliable. Like you could rely on me, you know? Like a crutch.
What am I doing? I don't need to have this conversation. You're a pair of crutches. This is silly.
I told you he would abandon you, but you did not listen.
What the fuck is going on?
There you go. Look at you.
Come on.
Come on. Oh, there you go.
Try again. Where's Some people think I have autism. Some of them even think that autism and Down syndrome are the same thing.
Some people think I don't have autism because they don't understand that autism is an invisible disability.
About 17% of people with Down syndrome also have autism. It's called a dual diagnosis. I don't. I just have Down syndrome.
About 80% of autistic people also have ADHD. I have both ADHD and autism.
Some people with Down syndrome are non-verbal. Some only speak a little. Some of them are hard to understand. And some speak quite well.
Some people with autism are also nonverbal. And some of us speak really well. I happen to speak pretty well.
Strangers, especially kids, often stare at me. It makes me very uncomfortable. Yesterday at a restaurant, a little boy kept staring at me. Finally, I put my jacket on and covered my whole face with my hood while I ate to hide from his staring. I just want people to stop staring at me. I really hate it.
Strangers sometimes stare at me when I have meltdowns. I even once had somebody at Disneyland call me a slur because of it. I had a meltdown while I was on the Haunted Mansion, and when my mom asked one of the attendants for assistance, he said, "Well, I don't know what you want me to do. She doesn't look," insert our word here. When I have meltdowns, I get really scared that people aren't going to see me as human anymore.
Sometimes I say inappropriate stuff that I shouldn't. Sometimes I know I shouldn't, but I just can't stop myself. Other times, I don't even know it's inappropriate until my mom tells me later.
I say inappropriate stuff all the time. Usually my friends are the ones who tell me afterwards that what I said wasn't okay.
Sometimes I tell people things that I don't want everybody to know. I think I can trust them, but then I found out that I can't.
I'm also really easily trusting. I'll tell just about anybody anything, even if I don't want people to know.
I have a hard time with self-control. I often do things that I'm not supposed to because I really want to.
I have a hard time with self-control, especially when it comes to buying things, which is why I have just so many sharks on my shark wall.
People with Down syndrome tend to be on the shorter side. The average height for males is 5'2", and for females is 4'6". Hey, that makes me 3 inches taller than average. I'm tall, woo! But I'm still the shortest in my family.
Autism doesn't have a specific look or height, but a lot of people think that autism looks like skinny white men, but in fact, a lot of autistic people are average sized, just like me. I'm actually the tallest in my family.
Yo, I swear, people think young people can't have disabilities. Like, I am constantly being told, you're too young to have that. But then when people finally do process that I am disabled, they forget that I'm a teenager. Like, I've had so many experiences where my peers will see me at parties with an absolute look of shock on their face, being like, can't she do that? Which leads them to thinking I'm faking my disability because they don't realize that disabled people can have fun. Bruh.
Paul, what do blind people see in their dreams?
Well, I can't speak for every blind person. I can tell you what I see in my dreams.
What do you see?
In my dreams, I don't need a guide dog. I never use a cane.
Wow.
And I roam about and go on adventures without any mobility aids. And I dream a lot and very vividly. Really beautiful, elaborate, detailed dreams sometimes. But I think the thing that really resonates with me the most is that when I'm in my dreams, I'm not blind. I'm like a fully sighted person. Mr. Mabel is in my dreams.
Really?
Yes!
This is a dog.
And he's usually talking to me.
I got a new chair and it is fully customized to my needs, so here's the tour. I have a Tie-Lite Aero Z chair. Starting off strong, I chose to get the natural fit rims as they allow for a very comfortable grip of the wheels when pushing. The main difference with these is the shape of the rim, so it's an oval rather than a circle, and there isn't a space between the rim and the wheel. Moving down a bit, I also got brake extensions as they make the brakes a lot closer to me and easier to use because of leverage. I opted for a flip back footplate because it makes getting in and out of it a lot easier. My seat cushion is a Comfort Curve. My back is a Roho Agility. It hugs my hips and keeps them in the perfect position. My tires are airless so that they will never pop and I won't be stranded anywhere. I of course have the outfit protectors, little guards that go here. With my chair, I also got armrests, which I don't really use, but I have them, as well as a seatbelt for my lower mobility days, and also anti-tippers, which I took off so that I could do wheelies, but I use most of the time. My axles were custom adjusted to be aligned with my arm, and this makes doing wheelies a lot easier and a lot safer. I will be getting a smart drive that is just still in the works. There's a million reasons why custom chairs are better than standard hospital chairs and are a necessity for a lot of people. The main reason is its weight, as well as all of the supports that come with it being custom fit to your body.
Yeah, so it's just been really hard with my chronic pain. You don't have chronic pain. What? I mean, I do. No, I think I know how to tell when someone's in pain, and you never look like you're having a hard time. Okay. I want you to imagine this with me. Imagine you get a rock stuck in your shoe. I don't see where this is going. Humor me? You get a rock stuck in your shoe, right? And it's really bothering you at first, and you notice it, and you tell people, hey, there's a rock in my shoe, and it really hurts. And the people around you are like, everyone gets rocks in their shoes sometimes. It's not that big of a deal. Learn to deal with it. I don't think people would react like that, but shut the fuck up. So you have this rock in your shoe for years and years, and eventually you just kind of acclimate to it. Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, your feet are bleeding all the time. Yeah, like some days are unbearable and you just cannot be on your feet because they're so fucking sore and you spend the whole day in bed, but you learn to cope with it, you know? Everyone has a rock in their shoe sometimes. Okay, that is what it is like to have chronic pain from a very young age. I am deeply used to having to live every day being told that if I show any signs that I'm in pain, I'm overreacting and I'm not really experiencing it. So just learning to hide it. And also, you do become desensitized to it to a point. My everyday pain sits at like a 2 or a 3, and I don't even notice it most of the time. I just dissociate from it. Okay, but it's like chronic pain. It is all the time. I don't think you'd be able to hide that, even if you became somewhat desensitized. People seem to think of chronic conditions as if they are a big blanket and that they are stable all of the time, but most conditions are on a spectrum, not just from person to person, but from day to day. What does that mean? What does that look like? It can look a number of ways. For me, it looks like my pain normally sits at a 1 to a 3. Very manageable. I can dissociate from it. I have interoceptive issues, so I often don't even register that I'm in pain unless I'm like standing up, sitting down, doing something that makes it worse. And the small proportion of the time that it is really, really, really bad, I can usually isolate myself and hide those symptoms from other people until they are a little bit better. Why didn't you ask for help then if you were in pain? I fucking did. I told my parents and coaches and doctors and again I was undermined and gaslit and told that it wasn't that bad or it wasn't happening. And it's happening again right now with you. You're making me feel like shit, and I don't want to tell people about my chronic conditions because they think I'm a fucking liar. You want my pain to be digestible and comfortable for you to look at, and you penalize me when I make it that way.